to another video upload from Aspie with Attitude. You're right now watching autistic YouTube content creator channel. Just to introduce myself, my name is David, I'm from Melbourne, Australia, have autism, Asperger's syndromes, and that's why I call myself an Aspie, and that's why I call cook-off Aspie Chef. We're actually going to show you a #1 life skill that you need to know, which happens to be cooking. Well dudes, cooking's all about survival, and just the way the world's been going for centuries, it gives us a wide variety of options what we can cook. So for tonight, something we haven't really done much on this channel is soup. Just to give you a brief rundown, our beetroot soup, pretty much for nostalgia back from growing up in the 80s as a kid living up in Sydney, and since I've been coming down to Melbourne after 1987 and travelling up to Sydney again to stay with my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother used to cook this beetroot soup, particularly that we were a Catholic family at the time, and pretty much like this Catholic virtue of fasting. On evening of Good Friday, if we were ever up in Sydney, we weren't allowed any meat. Therefore, I'm going to make this a vegetarian option, pretty much trying to mimic what my great-grandmother used to do as I show it a bit closer. Well, it's just not my great-grandmother's cooking there, this is my cooking, here we go. To bring back this taste of nostalgia, what I have here are the vegetables I'll be using, and the most important one are the 2 beetroots to make the beetroot soup happen. And since there was no potatoes available, I think turnip would be an awesome choice instead of potatoes. And it just happens that I actually have onions and have a couple of celery sticks that I need to chop up, and therefore I have vegetable stock since I want to keep it as vegetarian as possible, since that you got the vegan sign there. And just to season things up, I definitely got the apple cider, the caraway seed and the minced garlic. And something else I want to add in my soup is I picked ricotta and spinach agnolotti, if I can pronounce it, since that this is actually something that most Polish Catholics will be eating on the evening of Good Friday in terms of soup, since I want to keep this very meatless to bring back that nostalgia that we used to have over Easter and Christmas Eve. And now, back to the cooking dudes. Those are my key ingredients I'll be using for my beetroot soup. As it happens dudes, my great-grandmother did pass away on September 1996. Dudes, that's a very, very long time ago. So like, now I'm just trying to bring to the table and to revitalize this nostalgia from my great-grandmother, which is going to be beetroot soup. Well, it's time to start cooking dudes. Before I start making the soup, I have 4 different vegetables to chop up. First, I'm going to start roughly chopping and dicing the onion. Then I'm going to chop the 2 celery sticks that's going to go in the soup. And finally, time to dice the turnip. I've decided to leave the skin on this one. And finally, this is when I dice 2 beetroots into cubes, just like what I did for turnip, as I prepare the vegetables for the soup. Before I begin boiling up my beetroot soup, I love to show you the mosaic of my works, actually chopping and preparing the vegetables. To start off with, how I roughly chopped and diced the onion, and the same way as I chopped the celery stick, and definitely got a nice beautifully diced cubed turnip. Same way I've actually diced and cubed the beetroot, ready to be put in the soup. Oh dudes, nice beautiful vegetables, ready to go. Let's begin making the soup right now, shall we? Well dudes, before I begin making the soup, I need to preheat the oven. So I'm going to bake it at 220 degrees, just for my garlic bread that I'm going to have with my soup. Just before I begin the soup, I just need a bit of butter. So like, I think this is actually a good amount of butter that I'm actually will be needing to get the soup started. what we're going to do first is, in the large stock pot saucepan that you see there, I'm going to add the butter and heat it up on medium heat. Once the butter has melted, I'm going to add in the onion and some garlic, 2 garlic cloves worth of garlic there, and I'm going to saute this for 10 minutes. Well dudes, well, I actually got 1.5 minutes to go before I finish sauteing the onions. One thing I like to do is, I'm going to add in some caraway seeds. So I think that's more than enough. We'll give it a chance to toast it in the last minute. Just give this beautiful European taste there. Particularly, this is Poland or Polish foods that I'm cooking there. Well, here we go dudes. This is only like 10 seconds to go there. So this is actually beautifully done. Quite happy with the results. 3, 2, 1. Good. And what I like to do now is, I'm going to add in the celery. Since I've got the onions beautifully sauteed. Give this a bit of a mix. And I'll never forget the turnips. And I think I've pretty much forgotten something to make this soup happen. Oh yes, definitely got to put beetroot in here. And I'll put it on high heat. The reason for this is, I'm about to do this dudes. Got to put in the vegetable stock in there now. So like, I really got to bring this to a boil. I don't think I'll need much of this pasta I'm going to put in there. I'm only going to cook a very small amount. Since this is absolutely chunky, I'm actually going to leave the soup chunky. As I'm bringing the soup to a boil, I definitely must do this. And a little bit more. What I've actually put in the soup is salt. So I'll give this a bit of a stir to really flavour up the soup. It'll take 10 minutes for the vegetables to soften. And it's supposed to have this real reddish purple colour in the end. That's just my expectations. While I'm bringing the soup to a boil, I'm going to use garlic bread. Then go straight in the oven. And I must give this 13 minutes for it to bake. Here we go. Now look at how long it's been since I put the garlic bread in. Just like, what's that, 2.5 minutes ago. So I'll put the timer down dudes. So what I've done is, I went from this to now using that. And the soup's certainly heating up. It's just about to boil. I think it'll be just time to put it down to low heat. I'll put it down to low medium heat. That way it gives it a chance for the vegetables to soften. And I had to remove a wooden spoon because I'm about to cover it, dudes. So here we go. That's how it's going to take for the soup to finish and the breads too. Now while I wait for the soup to cook, something I want to do is just get this heat up. And I've just filled this in with water, so just to only watch my hand. And basically 2 minutes are up since I've turned the temperature down. Just check on the soup. Well dude, it's looking good. And I'm definitely loving that rich red purpley colour of beetroot. Well dudes, this actually started boiling. So what I have to do is, I'll remove the lid, and that's how long I've got to go before the bread's pretty much cooked, and I've done most of the boiling for the beetroot soup. So in the meanwhile, just want to add some of that stuff in there, and definitely want to turn this one down and give this a good stir. Well, it doesn't matter if I cross-contaminate this with beetroot soup. This is all going to soup. Well, anyway, I've got 15 seconds to go. So like, everything's turning out quite fine. So what I want to just do is, I'm going to turn down the oven down to 100. And the reason why I'm using this pasta is, for this dish, I'm going to call them pierogies. So like, I've got cheese and spinach pierogies going in my soup. Since that pierogies are very complicated to make, it just makes life easier if you just buy these ravioli stuff. Well, it's all European. Well, in the last 2 minutes, I'm actually boiling the soup. I'm just going to remove the lid, give this a bit of a good stir. And one thing I want to add is the apple cider vinegar. Alright dudes, that will do. And stir this one in. And what I have here is some sugar. You only just need very little amount of sugar there. So it's just not so sharp. You know, I really love the taste of apple cider vinegar in my beetroot soup there. It will taste exactly like the way my great grandmother used to do it back in the 80s. Well, here we go dudes, the alarm's about to go off now. And what I like to do with the pierogies is, I'm actually going to strain it, so I have to pretty much do all that. Beautiful. And I'm going to do that as well. And just to check on the soup, just looking good. Maybe give this another 7 minutes for the soup to really soften. And that also reminds me dudes, I have to do this. As I want to dish this one out, I must have is for pierogies. So I don't need too much of this cheese and spinach pierogies there, since some actually did break apart. And something else dudes, here we go. So as soon as I remove the lid, and I love using the ladle there. So I've got to get the liquid in there too. Alright dudes, while I'm waiting for the soup to cool, so how awesome is this? I definitely love the colour, definitely the colour of beetroot. That's the soup I've always been wanting to do for Aspie Chef. So like that pasta is actually supposed to represent the pierogies as I said before. Well dudes, I won't exactly start eating that soup yet. Things I'm going to do before I do as a cool sound is, if you really like what I'm doing here, please why not subscribe to Aspie with Attitude. That's all I ever ask for in terms of support. And also, please don't forget to ring this notification bell if you want to keep up to date with Aspie with Attitude. Also, please don't forget to like and share this video content around. That way, you're showing more support for this channel, Aspie with Attitude. And also, don't forget, if you look in the description down below, you'll find a playlist, or the link to a playlist, or my previous cooking videos that I've done, just to see what sort of meals you like. Well, in the meanwhile though, that actually takes me back, maybe back in 1986, 1987, or 1988, when it was Good Friday at my great grandmother's house. And here we go. Oh dudes, just tastes exactly like what it was a few decades ago. And that's how much I love this one. Very, very nostalgic actually. And I love the earthy taste of beetroot there. Got a nice earthy taste, that's why I love it. You know, I just thought I'll just show you how beautifully it's done. Basically, you can get into the liquid. I'll never forget this taste ever. Oh, just absolutely perfect. The way you've watched me make this soup, I definitely would have done my great grandmother proud, since I've now finally got this up on social media for everyone else to enjoy. Anyway dudes, bon appetit, that's all I have to say. And definitely bring back a lot of memories though. I like to say, peace and respect, and see you next time. And I'm out of here dudes. Now soup's cooled down.